This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning, Rabbi Glatstein. I want to draw your attention to a comment of the Magen Avram in Hilchos Rosh Hashanah. The Magen Avram, who is one of the most concise, probably the most concise of all the Noisei Kelim on the Shulchan Aruch, the Magen Avram tells us a story. Says the Magen Avram was Rabbi Avram Gambiner. He lived from 1637 to 1683. So he did not have a very long life. He lived 46 years. At the age of 18, he saw both of his parents slain before his eyes by the Cossacks. The Magen Avram. Magen Avram writes, Pam achas, one time, lo hayu yichoylum l'tkaya. They bring the shofar. They try to blow the shofar. The guy puts it on his right side, doesn't go. Puts it on his left side, doesn't go. He takes the tissue, he wipes it, he clears his throat. It's not working. The shofar doesn't work. One time they cannot blow the shofar. So what they do? Says the Magen Avram, v'hafach ha-shofar. They turn the shofar upside down. V'kara l'saychai, and they read the following into the white side of the shofar. They said, V'hi noyam. They said, V'hi noyam, Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu, U'maaseh yadeinu koinenu Alehu, U'maaseh yadeinu koinenu. V'shuv yachloi l'tkaya, and then the shofar worked again. Magic, right? They couldn't blow the shofar. The guy could not get it. He's been blowing for 50 years, best shofar blower in the world. Couldn't do it. Turns the shofar upside down. We would have, you bang on the shofar.
What do you mean upside down?
Upside, he took the wide side and he talked to the shofar. Okay. What did he say? He didn't say, wake up, uru yishena mishinasam. He talked to the shofar. He said, V'hinayam Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu, U'matzi yadeinu karnu Aleinu, U'matzi yadeinu karnu. So first of all, nice story. But this is the Magen Avram. The Magen Avram does not write Maisalach. There are no stories in the Magen Avram. Magen Avram is the technical commentary on the Shulchan Aruch. So first of all, why is the Magen Avram bringing down a Maisa in Hilchos Rosh Hashanah? It's very out of character. He doesn't bring down stories. It's not a storybook. It's, as far as I know, there are not too many stories reported in the Magen Avram. Second of all the Noisei Kelim, he's the most concise of the Noisei Kelim. He writes everything b'kitzer gamar. Everything is. You know why he was so concise? Because he was poor. He was so poor that he could not afford ink. And most of Magen Avram he wrote on the walls of his house with coal. So here you have a man, doesn't have paper, he doesn't have ink. He's writing his chidushim with coal on the walls of his house. He can't spare a penny, he can't spare a word. This is so important. It's not even a halach, it's a maisa. I mean, this is what he's wasting his coal on. Why is the Magen Avram bringing down this story? Another question. Why v'hinayam? Maybe, if your shofar doesn't work, you should say, Ashrei ha'am yoidei sruah Hashem bar panechi aleichon. Maybe you should say, V'yam simchaschem ma'yadechem rashei chashechem, right? V'bachatzoitzros. Why would you say v'hinayam? V'hinayam is the pasuk they said when they made the Mishkan. V'hinayam doesn't seem to have any shayches with the shofar. And finally, why did they turn the shofar upside down? If you have a problem with the shofar, the problem's on the end where the guy's blowing, not where it's coming out of.
Wants it clearer.
So what's going on over here? First of all, Magen Avram does not bring down Maisalach. Very out of character for him. Number two, the Magen Avram is the most concise of all the Noisei Kelim. Why is he wasting his coal? Why is he wasting the walls of his house on this story? Why v'hinayam? And why the open part of the shofar? There is, says the Tona Rebbe, there is a challenge in life that everybody faces, and that is that we think that we're in control. We think we control how much money we make, we control how things will work out, we control how successful we'll be, and so forth. And therefore, the more we do, the more effort we put in, the better our plans are, the more successful we'll be. That's human nature. Human nature thinks that everything is dependent on us. The more effort, the more energy, the more preparation, the better the product, the more success we'll have. But often, and if not in most cases, that's not the issue. The issue is not on our end. The issue is, person needs siyata d'shmaya. Without help from heaven, without help from Hashem, a person could be the smartest, most talented, the best preparation, the best techniques, and it doesn't go. And on the other hand, you see people, they don't have it, they don't have the chachma, they don't have the charisma, and they hit it big. So what's the pshat? The pshat is not everything is on our end. A lot of it is from Shamayim. A lot of it is dependent on siyata d'shmaya. Not everything is dependent on how hard you blow. Sometimes you need the heavenly assistance on the other end. That's the main part. That's the main way for a person to gain success. So says the Maggid Avram, one time they couldn't blow the shofar. So we would say, you can't blow the shofar. Blow a little harder, vibrate a little stronger, switch your mouth. No, that's not always the answer. The answer is not always something's lacking on our part. But rather, the recognition has to be is that we need more siyata d'shmaya from heaven. It's on the other end. The problem's on the other end. So what do? They take the shofar and they say, no, the problem is not on our little end. Our little end is only a little hole. The problem's on the other end, the big end. From Shamayim. We need added kayach min Shamayim. So take the shofar, they flip it upside down. And what pasuk do they say? V'hinayam Hashem Elokeinu aleinu. Let God's pleasantness be upon us. Umase yodeinu kaineneu. Let Him give solidification to what we do. Because without His help, that is siyata d'shmaya. We could blow and blow until we turn red in the face. It's not going to produce the sound. This possibly is the message and the lesson of the Magen Avram, who ordinarily is not a storyteller and was very concise in what he says. But nevertheless, the Magen Avram felt is important as we approach Yom Tov of Rosh Hashanah, especially in the beginning of the year. Then we really feel that the coming year is not dependent on our own ingenuity and our own talents, but rather it's dependent on the siyata d'shmaya, min hashamayim. And sometimes we got to turn things upside down. And it's not that we have to do more, it's that we have to gain more favor from Shamayim. And if the Rebbe Shem helps us out, then certainly we will be successful. Okay.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.